Draw lengths, how to measure them, and why they're important. Listen in. Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. MFJJ here with PodiumArchery.com, explaining a draw length and why does it matter. Every bow needs to fit the individual user to a T perfectly if they want to actually point the bow correctly. If your draw length is incorrect, too short, too long, it creates an angle that makes it really hard to point and pull. So when you pull a bow back, you actually ideally want to have a little front pressure, a little back pressure. And when you apply both of those pressures, if your draw length is wrong, it'll make your sight picture move indifferently if it's incorrect. There's a couple different ways to measure a draw length. First one I'm going to call the Dudley method, because apparently it's how he likes to measure a draw length. And you walk over to a wall, put your fist against the wall, put your arms and shoulders like you would shoot a bow. You can use a yardstick here. Put a yardstick against the wall. Keep your head forward and come to the corner of your mouth. About there. Down here. If I do this right. Hang on. So if you do it right, that measures about 30 and 3/8. I typically shoot between 30 1/4 and 30 1/2. So that's a pretty accurate way for me to do that. Positioning your head in the right way and finding the corner of your mouth can be a little tricky in this one. So I personally prefer to do it this way, which is where you measure your wingspan. And we'll do it over here against this. I'll try to hold my finger against the edge here and stretch my arms out as far as I can with my shoulder blades touching a wall. Come up to there. My fingernail is going to come right about to the edge of the tip of that star. Go to the edge of there, tip of that star. 76 1/4. Now you take that number and divide that by 2.5. 76 1/4. Calculator, clear. 76.25 divided by 2.5 equals 30 1/2. So both of those methods for me work really well. The wingspan method has traditionally been the one we've used in the shop because it's a little easier to duplicate. The fist against the wall, corner of your mouth, your head position moves around a bit, so it gets a little more awkward. So now what we're going to show you is some elevated positions of a draw length that's too short, a draw length that's too long, and a draw length that's just right, and how it should look. We figured we'd go ahead and give you some side profiles of too long, too short, and just right, and what it looks like. And a lot of it's your height of your elbow and where it ends up in relation to everything. So here is too long. Give you an idea, and my shoulder's kind of up too, trying to compensate for it. Because this shoulder should be down if you can. A lot of times if you overextend it, you end up raising your shoulder up out of its socket trying to point. That's too long. Here is too short. Ooh. Yeah, that's got a really deep pocket, or it's set. The draw stops are set a little long. Oh. And here is just right. Have your friend video you with your phone from the side and compare those dimensions to what you're seeing at home. That might help direct you on if your draw length is too long, too short, or just right. All right, folks, this is an example of a draw length that's 2 inches too short for me, or 1 3/4 too short. This is 28 1/2. So what you should see is my elbow way to the right. And if I try to pull like this, it's going to make my bow move left and right. All right, so that's too short. Okay, so here is 31 1/2. And what you should find with this is that my rear elbow is too far to the left and behind me. Let's see what we get here. So if you tried to pull on this, you'd feel really overextended. We're doing the Goldilocks here, just right. This is at 30.5, which I feel I've really settled into comfortably now, personally. And when I pull on this, my sight picture doesn't move, or very little. So those are all examples of what's too long, too short, and just right. You can have somebody film you from above and get a visual of this at home if you want, if you're not sure what your draw length should be. But that is why your draw length being the right length is super important. Thanks for following along. Follow along on the Instagram. Comment down below on if this video is helpful, worthless, a waste of time, or super beneficial. And comment on what videos you want to see that are like this, trying to explain some of the basic stuff for you to make you a better archer and make you more comfortable with doing this stuff on your own, because that's what I want you to do, because I believe that's how you will get better. Thanks for watching.